Zev Brenner, America's premier Jewish broadcast on the air since 1981.
And now, here's your host.
Welcome back to the program. I'm Zev Brenner. It's great to have with us once again. He's here from Israel. I'm talking about member of Knesset Yitzchak Pindrus, Rabbi Yitzchak Pindrus, former mayor of Beitar Elite, member of Jerusalem City Council. Thank you for being with us. Good vach. Shavua tov.
Good vach. Shavua tov, Zev. It's always good to be with you. I love it better being from Israel with you, but this time I'm from here. Yeah.
You're here. So what's happening in Israel with the Hamas negotiation? Nothing is happening. Is Israel going to be invading? What is transpiring? Because there's been a lull since last week.
What happens is like this. The agreement is over. We have to remember there was 250 hostages. There's 59 that are still there. And we believe that at least 24 are still alive. And what we're trying to do is, together with the United States and with with a different atmosphere than it was before, I have to say, to try to see as much as we could get out alive and as much as hostages we could bring L'Kever Israel before we go back in. No doubt the Hamas can't stay there. I don't think there's anyone with common sense that thinks that Hamas could be between Israel and Egypt. They're terrorists. They're not even, I think terrorists are even a compliment. They're animals. And those animals can't stay there. But we need some patience to see what we could get out in this situation now before the battle goes in. Everybody understands that if you go now and you bomb down Gaza, you could kill hostages. And we're trying to avoid that and to see as much hostages as we could get. Try to bring them all or part of them. And I would say to take advantage of the situation right now. I think that's America and Israel are working together on that. They're going to try to do it in the next week. Going to try maybe do it until Pesach. But no doubt that right after the Hamas, I think they understand also they can't stay there.
Now, President Trump, of course, is a different atmosphere, as you pointed out, in Israel. I think there's relief regarding that. So the question that I have for you is that on the other hand, President Trump's emissaries have been dealing directly with Hamas, where Israel wasn't happy about that. Your position?
I want to be careful, okay? We're now in a very, like I said, situation that we have to see how to take as much of lives that we can take out. If tactically the United States finds a way together with Israel, okay, or tactically the United States does what they do and Israel attacks it, it's okay. At the end of the day, we have to see as much as hostages we could get out, that we should be free to erase that terrorist organization. That terrorist organization has to be removed, erased. If people thought a year and a half ago things like that can't happen, look what happened to Hezbollah. Okay, look how weak Iran is. Look what happened to Assad in Syria. Look around. That's the target. That's what we have to. We know that's what we have to get to.
But can you really
eradicate
Hamas?
Now we have to play tactics. I'm not sure that every tactic has to be, moved like this or like that with rumors. That's what we have to do. We have to do it as quick as we can. We saw how those people went out of there. Those people are in danger. Okay, we have to get them out of there as soon as possible, the most we can, and then wipe them out.
No, listen, I wish that we could, but it's easier said than done. And the problem is that the clock is ticking with the hostages. Look at the shape that they're in. And you're right, they're not even barbarians have more standards than Hamas have. It just boggles the mind. I was thinking the other day, the average person, when you see a baby, you feel good, you warm, you coo, you make nice to a baby. Here you have these butchers that see a baby and just strangle it. They're not even human. Not even animals would do something.
Not you, right.
But the point that I wanted to make is that their time to recruit, and they're really regrouping in the Hamas. They have new recruits there, and it's hard to just destroy them unless you just level the whole area. If you level the whole area, the hostages are going to be a goner. And it's not an easy decision. If you want to get the hostages out, you got to negotiate with Hamas.
That's what I think. First of all, through Egypt and Qatar, we were negotiating with Hamas for the last year and a half. Okay? You can't say we didn't do that.
Of course.
What happened was in the last year and a half, because of Biden, because of international pressure, because of what happened, okay, to not have the patience for another week or two and see the most progress we could do in this week or two to get them out, I think would be a mistake. We have to do it. And remember, it doesn't mean that in a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 40 days from now, that's what we're going to have to do. Just what you said, right? Wipe it out, whatever it's going to be, whatever the price is going to be, just to wipe them out. And today, with backing of President Trump.
Right. And what about regarding Iran? Iran, he's talking about making nice with Iran. Is that a concern to you?
Again, Iran, we have to know the end of the story with Iran has to be very clear. No nuclear weapon over there. I think it's very clear to everyone. Again, you want to play the game, send them a letter, try to press them through oil, try to do it. Everything's okay. But in a certain stage, and it's not a long time from now, okay? Could be a month or two from now, 3 months from now. We have to be after this story. This is a real danger. It's a real threat for humanity. It's a real threat for the northern world and for sure for Israel specifically. And that's why that has to be clear. I think Israel made it clear. The United States made it clear. And it has to be clear. And again, tactically, couldn't try to negotiate if it goes through negotiations. I don't think we really believe it's going to happen, but those are tactics that countries take. You know, as religious Jews, we know the Tanakh, the same thing. We sent to the Knanim, right, Shlichim, before we came in, and we said, we knew they're going to say no, and we told them, listen, we're coming for war. That's how we do it, okay? That's how the Rabbah does, that's how you do it. So we're telling them, we're doing just like it says in the Torah. We're telling them, listen, guys, either you do it without a war, and if not, it's going to be a very strong war. And again, thanks for what happened in the United States with backing of the White House.
Well, certainly it's a different feeling than it was prior to beginning of the year. No question about that. I'm curious to know, and I've been reading that some of the terrorists that have been released in the swap, where he traded swapped hostages for terrorists, some have been released to East Jerusalem. East Jerusalem, some of these terrorists, is there something wrong? Why are they being released to East Jerusalem where they can do their terrorist deeds again closer to home? Why not expel them to Lebanon or Syria or some other country?
There's legal work being done now to take away their citizenship. Bills have been passed.
They shouldn't be there.
There's legal work being done. Like I said, now some of them are passing in the Knesset now bills to be legal to take away their citizenship and to kick them out of the area.
Oh, so there's work being done, but it's much harder.
There's a lot of work being done about it to get them out of the area. Yes.
One thing intrigues me is that Israel has made lopsided deals where terrorists have been released and they go back to terrorism. Wouldn't it make sense for the Knesset to pass a law that if a terrorist is involved in killing Jews and is found guilty by a court, the Israeli court, they should get the death penalty? That would make sure in the future that when you have to do prisoner swaps, you don't have these most dangerous terrorists that are being let go.
No doubt that a lot of things that were very obvious, okay, before Simchas Torah, a year and a half ago, have to be changed. A lot of things.
But the Gilad Shalit,
a lot of concepts have to be changed. Like I said, we're now in a very, very narrow time. Okay, I'm not sure that if you pass a bill like that tomorrow, the response won't be killing more hostages that are out there and that are still, thank God, alive, and we want to get them out. Okay, and so again, after this battle is, I would say, done, there's a lot of issues in Israel, a lot of issues, and not the only one you just brought up. Okay, how do you act with terrorists? How do you act with borders that are under threat? How do you act with armies that are developing arms close to the border, 10, 20-minute drive from where people live? How do you act? These things that were very obvious until a year and a half ago are going to have to change. And one of them, yes, what do you do with terrorists? Do you arrest them and leave them there and give the terrorist groups ideas how to kidnap people, right? To take hostages and then to let these people out. These issues for sure have to be dealt.
Our guest for a little while longer is Chaver Knesset, Rabbi Yitzchak Pindrus, former mayor of Beitar Elite, and we appreciate him being here with us to talk about some important issues, and we're going to take a short commercial break. When we come back, we'll try to take some of your phone calls as well, 212-769-1925, 212-769-1925. Email is a wonderful way to get some of your questions answered, zev@talklinenetwork.com, zev@talklinenetwork.com. And if you want to win soup from Mealmart, we're giving away some delicious soup delivered to your home from Mealmart. Just send me an email to zev@talklinenetwork.com. Please put Mealmart soup in the byline, and we're going to give away some more soups. We got some nice people have been responding that zev@talklinenetwork.com, but you must include your name, address, zip code to qualify. We're going to be right back. Don't go away. Stay tuned.
The following is a paid political advertisement.
Hello, my name is Heshi Tishler. Rising crime is making our neighborhoods unsafe, and that needs to change. I'll fight for stronger public safety, support the NYPD, and ensure every park, school, and street feels safe for our families. Your vote on March 25th can make Brooklyn safer for everyone. This election isn't about me. It's about you, your families, your community. I'm Heshi Tishler, and with a bold leadership and big heart, we can build a stronger Brooklyn together. On March 25th, let's make it happen. I'm Heshi Tishler, running for City Council of the 44th District, because our families, children, and elderly deserve someone who will fight for them every single day. Mark your calendars. March 25th is our chance to shape Brooklyn's future.
Paid for by the campaign for Heshi Tishler, New York.
Are you looking to create extra income for yourself or for your family? Well, Talkline Network is looking for go-getters who are looking to generate more money by getting involved in the lucrative world of selling radio and TV time, as well as commercials and podcasts. You can work part-time or full-time. We pay high commissions for those that are motivated to sell radio and TV time. If you're interested, please contact us at 212-769-1925, extension 100, 212-769-1925, extension 100, or info@talklinenetwork.com. Ideal for students, for retirees, for housewives, anybody looking to generate extra income. Again, that's 212-769-1925, extension 100, or info@talklinenetwork.com.
Tired of slaving over a hot stove? Now you can enjoy the taste of homemade soup without the fuss. Mealmart's new line of shelf-stable soups are double wrapped and ready to be used in any microwave and ready in just minutes. Perfect for the home or on the go. Choose from 4 delicious flavors: chicken, mushroom, barley, hearty vegetable, and chunky vegetable. New from Mealmart homemade soups. It's like having a personal chef in your pantry.
Hello. Suffering from foot pain that's dragging you down? This is Dr. Uriel Levy, your trusted board-certified podiatrist with over 3 decades of experience. I'm here to bring relief to your feet. With expertise in orthopedic and medical foot issues, I craft custom orthotics for 75 to 100 patients each week, meaning countless happy feet. Medicaid managed care, including Fidelis, United Healthcare, and Anthem, covers custom-made orthotics if you need them. Plus, I combine reflexology and Eastern medicine to bring a holistic approach to foot and lower extremity care. Think of me as a soul healer, not just a podiatrist. Whether it's plantar fasciitis, bunions, or everyday aches, don't let foot pain hold you back. Please visit me at my Borough Park office at 1453 44th Street. That's 1453 44th Street, or in Spring Valley at 11 Charles Lane. Call 347-386-5237. That's 347-386-5237. Or visit drsoulhealer.com. That's Dr. DRSOLEHEALER.com to schedule your appointment today. Your feet will thank you. Don't let foot pain defeat you.
Senator Joe Lieberman is a powerful documentary about Senator Joe Lieberman, the first Jewish candidate on a major party's presidential ticket, a man of deep faith and unwavering principle. From Shabbat on the campaign trail to standing up for Israel in the Senate, Lieberman showed the world what it means to lead with Jewish values and integrity. Senator Joe Lieberman is playing 2 nights only, March 18th and 19th, at 60 Regal cinemas nationwide, including in Manhattan and New Rochelle. For more information, go to centeredfilm.com. That's centeredfilm.com.
Did you know we're on Twitter too? Connect with us there and get involved.
This is your number one station.
Thank you for listening to this episode of Talkline with Zev Brenner, America's premier Jewish broadcast on the air since 1981. Please call us with your questions and comments at 212-769-1925. That's 212-769-1925. Or email us at zevbrenner@gmail.com.
And we're back. Our guest for a little while longer is the member of Knesset. He is Rabbi Yitzchak Pindrus, former mayor of Beit Elite, and we're looking at some of the issues. We'll get to some of your calls in just a moment. I'm curious to know what's happening with the Haredi community as far as enlisting in the army. Where is we're holding? I know it's a very tense situation regarding this issue. What's happening?
I would say since the change of the Minister of Defense, there started to be real talking. It's now dealt in the Committee of Foreign and Security by the head of Yuli Edelstein. And I believe that till the end of March, there'll be a bill put down on the table, okay, which on one hand gives the people that are sitting and learning to postpone their draft, and on the other hand finds solutions for people that want to go to the army, that they could remain Haredi in the army and going out. I believe we're towards the end of it. Until the end of March, I believe that there'll be a bill put on the table. It'll be dealt after Pesach. Probably will be voted in the Knesset.
And the vote will be that. What will be the solution?
Again, like I said before, there's 2 parts to the story. One part is people that are sitting and learning right now can't postpone at all their draft, okay? The minute they become 18, they have to leave the yeshiva. That's the legal process right now, because the Supreme Court put down the old bill that used to be, okay, that worked from 48, from 77, and then from 92. On the other hand, because of the process and the concept that the army needs more soldiers, they're going to open back the units that were made for people that when they finish studying, they could go and, or when they finish studying, they could go to the army and remain Haredi. These two issues will be on the table and will be solved in a legal process.
Now, the Stolen Colonel Rebbe came under attack, harassment for saying that anybody who's not learning should be in the army.
There's always people that are attacking and always people that are that think they're very clever. The truth of the matter is, since 48 until now, the Haredi parties always asked for one law. People that are sitting and learning that could postpone that not being out of the army, postpone. That's the bill that we're trying to pass. All other words are nonsense, have nothing to do. That's a position that never changed. And people are trying to use the situation, just like I would say, on the leftists are trying to use the situation to break the right-wing coalition. Okay, so people that are extremists are trying to do other things. I don't think the idea of attacking a Rebbe that thinks different than you is a good idea, and
Right,
it's
but
an understatement that think it's a good idea. Yeah, but I don't think it. Yeah, but I don't think it helps anything. I don't think you could convince. Okay, I was never convinced with someone attacking me. Of course, I don't think people get convinced like that. If you have anything to say, come and say it. But again, this is the position that we have since 48. Nothing changed.
Now, let me ask you this question, and we have a couple email questions, and we have phone calls coming in too. Is that this is a very serious situation? Are you saying that when somebody finishes his learning with age 25, that he should be going into the army?
That's the issue. What did I do? I grew up in the Haredi community. I'm part of the Haredi community. The minute I left Koilel, that's what I did. I went into the city hall of Beitar. The first thing I did is I went to the army. That is the bill we're trying to pass. That's what the coalition agreement said before Simchas Torah, before October 7. It's not something that changes now. People are trying, to push away. That is the issue we're talking about.
Paid advertisement.
No, I hear what you're saying, because Eli Pally from Mishpacha magazine group was talking about Homeland Security when they're 25 years of age, trying to get support for that. Hasn't really gone anywhere, too. But from what you're saying, it seemed logical. If you finish learning, you can go into the army. But that's not really what's happening, is it, right now?
Because what happened in the year 2000, when Ehud Barak was there, and then Eisenkot was the chief of the staff of the army, okay, and the Ramatkal, the army decided they want less soldiers, so they closed all those units. That was a decision that was made by the army, not by the Haredi politicians. It's a mistake that people have. It was never decided by the Haredi community. Okay, even the Tal law wasn't decided by the Haredi community. The army and the finance ministry decided they want a new plan because they want a smaller army. After Simchas Torah on October 7th, they figured out it was wrong. It's wrong. Back to the old deal. That was there in the 90s and the 80s. You're there until you're learning. Only whoever's learning. The minute you're not learning, you're out.
Makes sense. Stan and Forest Hills, your question for a member of Knesset, Yitzchak Pindrus.
Yes, sir, Zev Brenner, a couple of seconds ago, hit it out of the ballpark. He was absolutely correct. The stupid, ridiculous policy you people have of giving 500 terrorists for 2 people or 1 person. The same people come back, and he mentioned East Jerusalem there. I mean, how ludicrous is this policy? Secondly, when are you people going to get rid of Netanyahu? He's been there too long. What's the story over there?
First of all, I know a little bit the Knesset and the politicians over there. He's doing a better job than anyone else would do over there. So that's why we're not getting rid of him. He has a lot of problems with the things that he's doing. 1, 2, I believe you saw some of the videos that come out from Gaza, okay? And from come out from Yehuda v'Shamron. I would say 90% of them are backing terrorists or themselves terrorists. So to say that another 100 or 200 or even 500 that are hanging around over there changing the issue, it's not. What was changing the issue is the concept that Israel didn't respond on any organization that started rising and building terrorists. Okay, the issue is not who was released or not released. You have
Why
to
is
respond.
it an issue? You have people who are sophisticated that have planned operations killing Jews, so you can't compare.
I want to tell you something. I want to tell you a
experience.
secret.
Yeah.
There's a million of them. They're all doing the same. Some were already in prison. Some were not yet. Some are on their way there. You're talking
We
about
don't do
over
that.
a million
We
people
don't do that.
that are terrorists. That's not going to change. It is going to change. And
Never.
again, I want to remember. You have to remember, Israel can't fight when half of the nation is against the fighting. Okay, you have a big part of the nation that are very, very concerned. Like the whole nation is concerned. I'm not saying it's not half of the nation. The whole nation is concerned about the hostages, but they want to see the hostages out. I think we're not talking about the price that was by Gilad Shalit, which was a price of 1,200 or 1,600 terrorists at one person. Today we're talking about 30, 40, and we're talking about most hostages that are out and most terrorists that are still in jail. Okay? I agree. It would be better that we would do it without it. But you see what we went through this year and a half, and people are being killed over there. These hostages are being killed over there. It's also a judgment they have to do.
Why do you release these people? Why don't you execute these people?
Well, you can't just
Send a
execute
message to
them
Hamas.
without changing the law. Right now, it's not the time to do it, as you said. But
Hey,
later on,
in this situation, there's never a right time. I've been in a war. You're sending 500 back who are going to come back. Send a message. Wipe them out before. They'll get it. They'll get the message.
They'll get the message and kill 24 hostages that are right now in Gaza.
right, that's what. Anyway, thank you for your phone call. Aren't we supposed to eradicate Amalek anyway? It's an important
Sure
question.
have to.
It's
You
a
sure
tough
have to.
it's a tough call. I
You
don't
know, we read it all, though. Yeah, he says there's never a timing. It says, even in Amolik, it says a timing. Ve'oyo, be'aniach, Hashem, Elokechem, lachem, ba'aretz mikol oiveichem, timche et zecher Amalek. So we all read it today that there is a timing question. Yes.
Final email question. Why did Rabbi Pindrus allow UNRWA to run schools in Jerusalem when he was on the Jerusalem Council?
All the schools that were run in Jerusalem were run under international agreements. It wasn't run by Israeli law. It was run under international agreements. We had fights on the curriculum that was there. We had fights on other things. And the answer is yes, Jerusalem City did anything they can in the legal process not to sponsor and not to help any schools that are not under the Israeli curriculum. We had problems because of the Oslo agreements, and yes, we were dealing it day after day, and now it's passed an UNRWA law that it stopped.
About time. Anyway, thank you for being with us. It's always a pleasure to have you on the program. Thank you for being there and serving the Jewish people. It's not just Israel, it's the Jewish people worldwide. Yeah. Rabbi Yitzchak Pindrus, a member of Knesset. Look forward to having you back in the Freilich HaPurim.
Freilich HaPurim, Zev, it's always a pleasure to be with you.
And I joke, I said it before in the early part of the show, we have so many Hammans, only one Purim. We need to have more Purims, more celebration, right? But thank you.
Okay. Have a good Vach and Suras Tovis.
Amen. Rabbi Yitzchak Pindrus here on the Talkline Network. When we come back, we'll speak to Rabbi Yaakov Barber. He's helping women get a religious divorce. That's right.